What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 7, Quarantine Cooks. I'm going to do something a bit different today. I'm going to show you how to make a super simple one-pan roast chicken and vegetables. This is the kind of dish you can crush out any night of the week. Takes absolutely no effort, no skill. All you have to do is be able to chop a carrot in half and maybe a couple potatoes and throw the pan in the oven. This one's really easy. I'm going to show you how it's done. I hope you like it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is get our vegetables prepped. You can really use any vegetable you want here, but you should be mindful that we're going to roast this chicken at a fairly high heat for over an hour, so you want some vegetables that can stand up to the heat. I'm using mini potatoes and carrots today. If you wanted to use something like broccoli, beans, or other vegetables that shouldn't roast for quite as long, just put them on a separate sheet pan and add them in the middle of the cook. But I'm trying to do a one-pan dish today, so potatoes and carrots it is. Cauliflower will also work great here instead if you prefer. So all I'm going to do is just take these mini potatoes and cut them in half. All I'm trying to accomplish here is just to get some exposed surface area to help develop some nice browning on the pan. Then I'm going to cut up my carrots. These will be nice and sweet after they roast. So again, I'm just going to cut these in half. And the top ends tend to be a bit thicker than the bottom. So I'm just going to take those tops and cut them in half again, just so they're about the same size and everything cooks evenly. Then I'm going to take a yellow onion and cut it into quarters, leaving the root on so it stays together nicely. Then just grab a whole bulb of garlic and cut it in half to expose every piece inside. If the chicken found out what we're about to do with this onion and garlic, he wouldn't be very happy, so let's just set these aside for now. Then just take your cut vegetables and toss them in some olive oil and hit them with some kosher salt and black pepper. You can use any seasoning you like, but I'm just trying to keep it simple today. Then just make sure you put your potatoes and carrots cut side down on the sheet pan, and this will help them get some nice color in the oven. And just arrange them and leave a little space in the middle for the chicken to sit. Then we'll get the chicken prepped, so just cut the butcher's twine holding him together and take some paper towel and pat the skin nice and dry so we can develop some nice browning and crispy skin. Optionally, we're going to truss this chicken back together. You can skip this step if you want, but if you don't have any butcher's twine on hand, then keep that piece you just cut off and we can use it again later. Then you just want to hit the entire chicken with some kosher salt and cracked black pepper. Don't forget to season inside the cavity. You can kind of just plop them down like this so you can get some pepper inside there without having to get raw chicken on your pepper grinder. The next part here is optional, but it is super simple and it'll add some nice flavor to the chicken. So if you feel bad for the chicken, just skip this step and it's all good. So all we're gonna do is just take some fresh herbs and throw them inside the cavity. I've got some parsley here, but thyme or rosemary would work even better. If you don't have any herbs on hand, then feel free to skip this. Then just grab that quarter onion and toss it into the cavity, followed by that bigger side of garlic. And what goes fantastic in here as well is a slice of lemon. So if you have that on hand, I'd highly recommend throwing it in. If not, like me, then just fill that guy up with any remaining onion or garlic that you can fit. Then, like I said, optionally we're gonna truss this guy back together. So all you're gonna do is just take your twine and put it under the chicken and around its legs. Then just cross it over and take those ends and put them back under the chicken legs to create a little figure 8. Then just pull that tight and the legs and cavity will close. If you're reusing the twine that came on the chicken, then just tie your knot off here. The main goal is to get that cavity closed and you won't have enough twine to comfortably go around the entire chicken. If you have your own twine, then you can just run it along the little grooves in his legs and around the wings. And then just tie this knot off under the breast by the neck and cut off any excess twine with your knife. Then your chicken is ready to roast. So all that's left now is to throw your chicken onto your sheet pan in the little space you left and put this whole thing into a 425-degree oven for an hour and 15 minutes and just forget about it. We don't have to check on the chicken or the vegetables, just let them go. When it comes out of the oven, you're left with this. It's a good idea to let this rest for like 5 to 10 minutes, just so the chicken's a bit easier to handle. But you can see that both the chicken and the vegetables took on some nice color, and these potatoes got beautifully browned in the oven. I'll just flip one over here to show you. At its simplest form, all we did today was just cut some vegetables, toss them in oil, and hit both the vegetables and the chicken with some salt and pepper. That's it. This is a one-pan meal you can make any night of the week. So I'll just show you how to break this chicken down. Unfortunately, I didn't have the best camera angle set up for this, so I'll just make another roast chicken video in the future and make sure I capture this a bit better. But the first thing you want to do here is slice the legs off. Just gently slice this skin with your knife and keep cutting until you meet some resistance at the bottom. Then you want to just grab this leg and pop the thigh out of its socket. Then just put your knife right in there and press down, and the thigh and leg will come off with no issues. Then to get the breast off, there's a bone running right down the middle of the chicken. Slice just to the side of this and just run your knife all the way down to the carcass. Then you're going to make an angled cut at the front of the chicken, and this is just going to follow the wishbone. Then just run your knife around the wing if you can get it to sit down for you, and then you can make a nice long connecting cut back to the middle of the chicken to get the breast off. Don't worry too much if it looks like there's still a lot of meat left on the bird. I like to eat the breast for supper and then shred the leg meat and pick the remaining breast and wing meat off and make chicken quesadillas the next day for lunch. And make sure to save that carcass for your next round of broth.